Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a cinematic little mystery that plays out right inside your own head. It's a split-second phenomenon that literally every single human being has experienced, but, very few of us actually understand. We're going to unpack the incredible science of threat detection. Let's get right into it.
So picture this. You're walking completely alone at night. The streetlights are dim, the air is totally still. Your senses are naturally heightened, right? Your body is calm, but maybe just a little bit on edge, constantly gathering information from the dark environment around you.
And then, suddenly, something moves in the darkness. It's just a tiny flicker in your peripheral vision, a sudden visual trigger. A shadow darts across your path. And before you can even physically turn your head to focus your eyes on it, a massive cascade of events has already kicked off inside of you.
Boom, your heart is instantly racing. Your body just freezes right in its tracks. These powerful defensive responses have entirely taken over. You feel afraid. But here's the crazy part. You haven't actually figured out what you saw yet. I mean, it might be a stray dog, it might be a person, or it might be absolutely nothing at all.
Which brings us to the central mystery we're looking at today. How exactly did your brain know to initiate all these intense threat-related processes before your conscious mind had any clue what was actually going on? Well, the answer lies in the incredibly high-speed architecture of your brain.
Section 1. The Fast Response Pathway.
We tend to think of perception as this neat, orderly straight line, right? You see a thing, you identify the thing, and then you react to the thing. But modern neuroscience shows us the brain just doesn't have the luxury of time to wait for that whole line to finish. As sensory information enters, rapid threat processing begins immediately, and that's followed by a defensive response. Crucially, though, these stages overlap. Your brain is literally mounting a physical defense way before your conscious interpretation of the event is fully stitched together.
Section 2. How your body reacts.
So while that overlapping threat response is happening up in the brain, it's simultaneously sending this urgent biological broadcast out to the rest of your body. Your heart rate changes to rapidly pump blood. Your breathing shifts. Your muscles become highly primed for action, and your attention sharply focuses. These are automatic behavioral preparations for survival. You see, they aren't necessarily the conscious emotion of fear just yet. It's really just your body gearing up to keep you alive, based on, quite frankly, incomplete data.
Section 3. The before you understand moment.
Think back to that dark street from earlier. Your heart spikes, you physically jump backward away from that moving shape in just a matter of milliseconds. Then, maybe half a second later, your conscious brain finally finishes crunching the visual data, and you let out this massive sigh of relief. Ah, it was only a tree branch. We've all been there. This kind of false alarm perfectly demonstrates that your initial bodily response was triggered by raw visual info that was processed as a potential threat well before you consciously understood it.
Section 4. Beyond the Fear Center.
Now, to truly get how this works, we've got to dismantle a really popular misconception. Pop science loves to label the amygdala as the brain's quote-unquote fear center. But actually, the reality is much more complex. The amygdala is a critical node within a massive global brain network, deeply involved in processing emotionally significant stimuli. But threat processing involves sensory processing, learning, memory, and decision-making all spread across this huge interconnected network. So fear isn't just the amygdala is really just a key star player on a very large team.
Section 5. The two-stage explanation.
To help us grasp how this network balances pure speed with actual accuracy, scientists often use a simplified model of two processing streams. Basically, research indicates there's a rapid subcortical pathway that operates on low-resolution information. Blurry shapes, sudden movements, things like that. This fast processing alerts the amygdala to help you respond instantly. Meanwhile, a detailed processing pathway routes all the way through the cortex. It's much slower, but it eventually identifies what the stimulus actually is. Now, importantly, these aren't entirely separate pathways, but rather parts of an interconnected web. The fast processing makes you jump, the detailed processing tells you, hey, it's just a branch.
And we actually have really compelling evidence for this rapid response. As researcher Arun Oman pointed out in 2005, behavioral data and brain imaging show that even masked, unperceived threatening stimuli, like imagine a picture of a snake flash so fast you literally don't consciously register seeing it, can still capture your attention and trigger that amygdala. This just goes to show that this network can kick off threat processing without you needing any full conscious awareness of it at all.
Section 6. Uncertainty and false alarms.
So, what exactly happens when the threat isn't a sudden, obvious snake in the grass, but more of an ambiguous, creepy shadow in the dark? Well, research highlights how our brain divides this labor between the amygdala and the BNST, which stands for the bed nucleus of the stria terminalis. While the amygdala drives those rapid responses to clear, immediate threats, the BNST handles the anticipatory responses to distant or fuzzy, ambiguous threats. Essentially, the BNST helps you cautiously navigate an uncertain environment, buying you some precious time to plan your next move.
Section 7. Survival over conscious understanding.
So why on earth are our brains wired with this hyper-fast, sometimes completely unconscious network? Well, the answer comes down to pure evolution. Waiting around for complete certainty? That could be incredibly costly. If our ancestors waited until they perfectly identified a predator before deciding to start running, they probably wouldn't have survived very long. So normalizing these false alarms actually makes perfect evolutionary sense. Rapid defensive responses are a highly successful adaptation because, simply put, hesitating could result in death.
Which leaves us with this final, kind of profound thought to chew on. If your brain didn't prioritize rapid survival over conscious understanding, would you even be here to ask the question? Every single false alarm, every racing heartbeat before you even know what's happening, is a testament to an ancient, brilliant system working absolutely perfectly to keep you alive. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope you walk away today marveling at the incredible hidden dedication of your own mind.